Good day! Welcome to our presentation entitled Bridging Between Language. The content was imparted some informations and findings that will support and align to the mother tongue-based multilingual education. First, we presented the following statement involving the language educator needs to know about what every mother tongue-based multilingual education its functions to the society. The first statement is the transitioning that we observe by using our mind and eyes to see and hear experience the growth of challenge in the field of specialization through education to address the demands for effectivity, relevance, and quality and equal relationship of the individuals. The second statement, which is essential and driven by the shared visions and goals of every Filipino citizens who graduate in the key of success to empowering individuals to be today's, yesterday's, and tomorrow, world producers and consumers of knowledge and learning perspectives. It is an essence that empowers individuals to become productive, providing capacity, critical citizens, and achieving a success as self-fulfillment. It is a driven of economic competitiveness as well as global competitiveness through community development. The better in essence of learning isn't about learning with competent, fulfillment, and productive, but is our mind, body, and soul are given awareness of enriching and enlightening the learning perspective through education. It's also about nurturing diversity and well-rooted and well-planted in one's cultures and traditional language, the habitually manner. Now, let us discuss what is the concepts of bridging. When we say bridging, it's the process of changing new one language for learning purposes. This basically refers to the following processes, which are language 1 uses initial medium instruction. Fortunately, introducing the increasing amount of instructions, it refers to as language 2. When we are going to use both language 1 and language 2 are used as a medium instruction. Next, we have the two kinds of transition. First, we discuss what is early transitions. Early transition, it refers to the young children from 2 to 2 years of teaching and learning domains of the mother tongue that involve as a medium instructions or MOI. Then switch to language 2 and language 3 as a medium instruction. The second one is the late exit transition. It refers to the young children from 5 to 6 years or more of teaching and learning domains of the mother tongue. Then switch language 2 and language 3 as a media of instruction. Now, let's discuss what is the importance of mother tongue. The mother tongue is the language that one has learned most, the language one knows best and uses most. Mother tongue may also be referred to as first language or language 1, home language or heritage language. Now let's proceed to the mother tongue-based multilingual education. It is a learner-centered, active basic education which starts in the mother tongue and gradually introduces one or more other language in a structural manner, linked to children's understandings in their first language or mother tongue, teaching predominantly in the mother tongue for at least 6 years. Alongside the development of mother tongues is required for this approach to deliver the high-quality learning outcomes according to the Save the Children 2009. Next is we have another educational perspectives. We have multilingual education. This focus and mandated in adopting since 1999 in UNESCO. Its General Conference Resolution Number 12, the term refers to the produce and use of at least 3 languages. For example, the mother tongue, a regional national language, and an international language according to UNESCO 2003. Next, we have second language. Second language is also known as language 2, a second language learned after the language 1. It also refers to the second language learned at school for formal educational purposes. The next attributes in connecting and unite the language we're going to use habitually wherein let's discuss what is the difference between language and dialect. According from the linguistic point of view, the distinctions between language and dialect emphasizes intelligibility. If people sufficiently understand each other and can communicate without difficulty, they're speaking the same language or dialects of the same language. If they cannot sufficiently understand each other, they're speaking different language.
Benefits of MTB-MLE. When child or student taught in their mother tongue, they are quicker to learn to read, to write, and acquire other academic skills. They easily understand and learn if we taught them into their first language. It is also easy for them to learn another language if they are initially taught to read into unfamiliar language. Mother tongue-based multilingual education programs benefit students who do not understand or speak the official or school language when they begin in their education. Three kinds of development in which a learner-centered MTBMLE is focused. First is language development. Students develop fluency and confidence in understanding, speaking, reading, writing, viewing, and thinking in their first language, and then transfer those abilities to the official or school language for communication and lifelong learning. It supports your child's ability to communicate and express and understand feelings. It is also supports thinking and problem solving and developing and maintaining relationships. Academic development. It is the educational development of child's learning. Academic development helps students build competencies that also help students personally, socially, and in a career. Through academic development, students grow relationships in life. And the last one is socio-cultural development. Students are proud of their heritage, language, and culture and respect the language and culture of others. When they complete their education, they are equipped to contribute actively to the development of their home, community, and to the nation of which they are part. Components of MTBMLE. First is strong foundation. Research shows that children who start education in the language of their home, it tend to do better. When they begin in their schooling or education, it will be possible that they can build a strong foundation and it develop when they enter in an official school. Second one is good bridge. It means if children taught in their mother tongue, through learning it will be possible that they are easily learn another language and give a result of better learning outcomes. Importance of good bridge and strong foundation. Top bridge. This means those children taught in their mother tongue in the classroom that they know they learn better and they can communicate to others and give a better learning. While bottom bridge means those children who taught in other language not using their mother tongue in classroom and trying to learn in unfamiliar language, it will give them a poor learning, where a lot of them will be unsuccessful about their learning.
Now let's proceed. What is the main point of view or bridging between language and the process of bridging the following language that will applicable and uses as furthermost. According to the strong multi-based multilingual program, highlights the bridging process as an essential element for its successful implementation. According to Dr. Susan Marini of SIL International, underscores the importance of a strong and well-planned multi-based multilingual program. Such program build a solid educational foundations among the students when they the following. First, enable and encourage students to develop an oral fluency in their language 1. Introduce reading and writing in the language 1. Help students to become fluent and confident in language 1 literacy. And lastly, build their capacity to use the language 1 for everyday communications and for learning in school. Furthermore, the same author describes multi-based multilingual education programs that help learners build a good bridge when they the following statement. First, introduce reading and writing in the language 2 by building on what the learning of the children have learned about oral language 2 and their foundations in language 1 literacy. Build the fluency and confidence in using oral and written language 2 for everyday communications and for academic learning. To ensure that students achieve educational competencies or standards for educational grade established by education officials. According to Dr. Marini states that multi-based multilingual education programs needs to: first, use the language 1 only for teachings in the early grades, as students are learning basic communication skills in language 2. Second, use the language 1 with the language 2 for teaching in later grades, as students gain fluency and confidence in using the school language for learning academic concepts. According to the Carl Smith SIL and Susan Marini SIL, they are classified an importance and implications under a strong foundations and a good bridge. According to this statement, it is essential to understand the second language acquisitions in the multi-based multilingual education approach is seen as a two-way bridge that enables learners to move back and forth between their tongue and other tongues. In other words, there is a free flow of learning from language 1 to language 2 and language 3 and back to language 1 for greater language, cognitive, academic, and socio-cultural development. Now, let's proceed to the multi-based multilingual education bridging in the K-12 curriculum. According to the statement by the Dr. Smith and Susan Maloney SIL, a strong foundations and a good bridge are classified into two, which are minority language or language 1 or mother tongue. The second is the dominant language or language 2 or national language or foreign language, according also to the Dennis Maloney. This bridging in the multi-based multilingual curriculum is planned such that children start education from their mother tongue or heritage language, first language to the other tongues or language. It observes the principle of starting from the unfamiliar to the unfamiliar, building children's self-confidence and nurturing their creativity and ultimately results in better learning outcomes. Now let's proceed to the what is the importance of building a strong foundations in the language 1. According to Thomas and Collier 2001, the most powerful factor in predicting educational success for minority learners is the amount of formal educational or schooling they receive in their language 1. Only those language minority students who had 5 to 6 years of strong cognitive and academic development in their language 1 as well as through language 2 did well in grade 2 assessment. According to Cummins J., knowledge gained in one language transfers to other language that you learn. According to Thomas and Collin 2001, the level of development of the children's mother tongue is a strong predictor of their school language development. According to Cummins J. 2000, children with the solid foundations in their mother tongue develop stronger literacy abilities in the school language. Children's knowledge and skills transfer across language from the mother tongue to the school language. Lastly, according to Tucker Jr. 1990, the development of the child's first language, which is related cognitive development, is more important than the mere length of exposure to the second language. Development of the mother tongue is critical for cognitive development and as a basis for learning the second language. Now, let's discuss what is the importance of oral language. According to Ratios 2000, oral language is the foundations of learning to read and write. At the initial stages, reading builds on oral language. Any reading program designed to build early reading skills must offer support for and connections to an oral vocabulary in spoken language. Now, under this importance of oral language, there are 3 statements that will applicable and more interesting in terms of bridging between language. There are the following. First, planning a strong foundation and a good bridge what theories and research says. It's applicable to the building a strong foundations in the language 1. Second is introducing the language through listening and responding, or no speaking at first. It is the best language methods are those that supplies comprehensible input and low anxiety situations containing messages that students really want to hear. The third one is building a basic level of oral fluency in language 2 before introducing reading and writing the language. It's focused on oral fluency, preliminary finding supports, and the practice of providing literacy of instructions of the students. Now, let's proceed. What will be conclude about the process of bridging between language? Therefore, we conclude that language plays a central role in learning. No matter what the subject area, students assimilate new concepts, largely through language, that is, when they listen to and talk, read and write about what they are learning and relate to these to what they already know, through speaking and writing. Language is linked to the thinking process, as manifestations of the thinking that is taking place. Thus, explaining expressing personal interpretations of new learning in the various subject fields, students clarify and increase both their knowledge of the concepts in those fields and their understanding of the ways in which language is used in its subjects. According to the two main authors that will unite and more interesting in the bridging between language states that according to the Tucker Jr. 1990, the development of the child's first language, which is related to cognitive development, is more important than the mere land of exposure to the second language. Development of the mother tongue is critical for cognitive development and as a basis for learning the second language. The second one, according to Cummins J. 2000, children with solid foundations in their mother tongue develop stronger literacy abilities in the school language. Children's knowledge and skills transfer across language from the mother tongue to the school language. That's all for today. Good morning again, and thank you for listening and watching our presentation. Thank you very much.